The SDPN stopwatch started on the. I could have introed that better. Has started on the Vancouver Canucks. 10 minutes on the Canucks. Okay, listen, not so bad. I mean,
What?
it's not so bad.
No.
They got Pettersson and Hughes locked up.
Yeah.
Right?
They did. Lude. Dude, I'm looking at them. 24th in goals for last year, 26th in goals against, and I crumple that up and I throw it in the garbage.
It was a horrendous season on all fronts.
Yes. And a COVID outbreak on top of that. Yep.
Yeah,
Sucks.
like I crumple it up, throw it in the garbage. They get a complete mulligan. They're one of the few teams in the league where I go, I'm just going to pretend like I never saw last season.
They finished below the Ottawa Senators in the North Division.
Yeah,
it played out where they were the last place team. That's not the correct standings.
No, I don't think so either. But here's the thing.
And no Pettersson, like, because of injury. Like, you forget that they miss guys because of regular stuff. Like,
yeah, and listen,
terrible.
JT Miller didn't score at the clip that he wanted to, and he's out there saying, like, I want to get back to a point a game. Like, this is really important to me. Okay, so the thing is, you did still lose 10 of Markstrom and Toffoli before last season. And they wanted to follow up that second round playoff berth with at least a playoff berth. So if you do throw it away, how much better are they? You know, with the moves they made. So here's what you got. You've got Connor Garland, who's come in.
Big fan.
Yep, big fan. Podzolkin,
Pagolzin.
Pagolzin. Then you've got, obviously, Oliver Ekman-Larsson and Tucker Pullman, who apparently are going to play together.
Interesting.
Quinn Hughes and Travis Hamonic is your top pair. Anything with Quinn Hughes on it, you're happy?
So Hamonic, it looks like, may not play.
Here's the update for on Travis Hamonic.
Okay, because I had him listed because just in case he did, but I don't know.
It's been an update a day. Like,
this is from October 1st. On behalf of Jim Benning, we've received confirmation that Travis Hamonic will not be opting out of this season, but he remains at home dealing with some personal matters. We continue to support him, and out of respect for the situation, we will have no further comment at this time.
And I think that's the way to handle it, because there have been so many rumors. This is why he's doing it. That's why he's doing it.
Let's not get into that.
He's not here.
So can we offer that he will play?
No, you should pencil him out of the lineup.
Fine.
Yeah.
Until further notice.
Because he's not with the team. He's not playing.
Well, then that opens up a hole.
Yes.
Who's the right shot defenseman that's going to take over for him?
I'm trying to remember was Jalen Chatfield on the right?
That's a good question.
And you had Tucker Pullman with OEL.
Yeah. I'm just looking at that right now. I don't know, Steve, but I can also say this. They do have Luke Shen.
Oh, right. That's Stanley Cup champion Luke Shen.
That's right. Who's only 31.
Oh my God, the Leafs age everybody.
Luke
That's
Shen
unbelievable.
is only 31. He signed a 2-year deal, by the way, this year. So that's very, very interesting. Listen, the Canucks had the season from hell last year, but this is an immensely talented roster that has cleared out some absolutely dead salary. And, you know, when the deal went through with OEL and they lost Eriksson, Beagle, and Roussel, yes, they have to hang on to salary longer, but at least Oliver Ekman-Larsson contributes. And it's not, again, nothing against Beagle and Roussel, but they weren't useful to the Canucks anymore.
No.
It's not, and frankly, it was nice to see, I mean, I know Tucker Pullman, that it seemed like a little bit of an overpay, but Jim Benning sort of kept it conservative this offseason. It didn't get crazy.
They needed defensive specialists, and this is why I didn't really like Nate Schmidt as a fit there, but I think he's decent in Winnipeg. They need someone to take the defensive load. Like there were so many games last year where I just watched Quinn Hughes drown, and so hopefully him and OEL, hopefully they're able to help in that regard.
Is it Hughes and Tyler Myers? Is that the pairing that works? Because I think that's who's filling out your right side, right? And then Luke Shen on your third pairing.
I think they got to move off of that guy.
Yeah.
Well,
how do you move off $6 million a year Tyler Myers?
That's the problem. But let's look at what's good. So Pettersson,
the top six
with a healthy season under him. Yeah, the whole top six is great. Thatcher Demko hopefully takes another step or at least rebounds, and then. With the signing of Braden Holtby was weird because the whole time we're going, well, what is Braden Holtby? And the Canucks were betting on Braden Holtby is Braden Holtby. But no, that's not a thing. Braden Holtby, that's a name. What is he a starting goalie? Is he a tandem goalie? Is he a backup goalie? You bring in Yaroslav Halak instead, who is money in the bank, a reliable backup.
30 to 35 games.
Year in, year out, like a backup plus.
Yeah.
Year in, year out.
And reliable. You're not worried about putting him in.
No, he's a great partner to have. Not saying Braden Holtby was like difficult to work with or anything. He had a couple Herculean games in there, but Yaroslav Halak, you know what he is, which means you know what Thatcher Demko is, the starting goalie of this team.
I love the young players on the Vancouver Canucks. I think it's
great.
I think it's one of the, if not the best collection of young talent in the entire NHL.
And they're adding Podkolzin to it.
And going into last year, I thought Pettersson was going to take the even next step where he was going to compete for things like the Hart Trophy. It couldn't be more wrong about that. But I still believe in the young talent in Pettersson, Hughes, and Horvat. And all the guys, and you bring in Connor Garland, then you supplement that with a guy like Tanner Pearson, and I think that these guys are reach their potential eventually. I think this might be the season we see that next step because of everything that they went through last year. The team's in a calmer place.
It's got to be relieving to start this season.
Yeah, and I think OEL comes in as the distraction away from the young talent. Do you know when a coach gets mad so that in the press conference everybody's talking about what the coach is yelling about, so then the players have everything off of their back?
Yeah.
I think OEL comes in as that shield because that's all Vancouver media has been talking about for the last month has been this acquisition, what they think of OEL. And I think he can handle that as the captain of the face of a losing franchise for 7 years.
Well, and I want to say, because in our Coyotes video, I talked about they're probably it's good that they can move on from him because he's been there for so long, but for him personally, it's a fresh start. It's a chance to
he must be so happy,
rejuvenated.
Yeah,
I think he is. I think it's got to be a decent mood around that team. Actually, there's a few teams we're talking about like, oh, they're kind of grumpy. I don't really know if they like each other. I think it's very different with the Vancouver Canucks.
And this entire time that they didn't have contracts, Pettersson and Hughes have been hanging out in Michigan together practicing.
Oh, I like that.
They've just been buddies down in Michigan. It's been cool to hear about those.
Check out this first power play unit.
Hit me.
Connor Garland, Bo Horvat, Brock Besser, Quinn Hughes, and Pettersson.
Holy shit.
It's a good PP.
Wow.
Good PP1.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Okay, so here's PP2.
Holy shit.
Here's your second PP.
Poo-poo.
No.
We're all in our 30s.
JT Miller at center, Nils Hoglander, Podkolzin, Tanner Pearson, and Oliver Ekman-Larsson.
You know, Hoglander doesn't get enough credit as being a big part of this team. You know, Besser, Pettersson, Hughes, Podkolzin, all the first rounders. Hoglander's great. That is a great little player who, if I'm so excited to see if Vancouver ever squeaks back into the playoffs, he'll be a factor. That's a pain in the ass.
You know, it's funny as we're doing this, I'm going, God, I made a mistake in my rankings.
And what's the ceiling on Thatcher Demko?
Well,
I think the ceiling's pretty damn high.
It's high, but the basement is low.
Sure. That's such a good way of putting it.
We could dig down several floors with Thatcher Demko, especially with the contract that he has. That to me, Thatcher Demko is the biggest question with the Vancouver Canucks. Are you or are you not?
This is why I think Yaroslav Halak was such a good acquisition for them.
You're not going to challenge Demko. He's not going to he knows what he is.
I think apart from playing well while he's in net, I think he'll help Demko be who Demko can be. Yeah, because you're right. High ceiling, low basement. That's such a tough way to describe a player, but you're right.
Can you tell me Thatcher Demko's save percentage over 38 or 35 games in a pretty much lost season?
Why don't you just tell us, because we've got 30 seconds left.
It was a 9.15.
That's pretty damn good.
I'm shocked.
I am too.
Right?
Yep. Okay, so where do they finish?
I have them penciled in at, I think I have them at third.
You have third place.
Third in the Pacific. I'm a big fan of the Vancouver Canucks.
Stephen A. Dangle.
Playoff team.
Fourth.
Okay.
Right in the mix for the wild card.
Okay. I have them wrongly. I'm wrong about this. And sixth. I have them wrongly there. Because I put the Kings at 5. So I can't move that now.
You can't. Well,
I can't move it now. No, I did it. Now I got to commit to it. But I think the Kings and the Canucks get in, and I am absolutely wrong about the Canucks. That's the 10-minute mark with the season preview for the Vancouver Canucks on the SDP.